Everyone, welcome to Drive-By Reviews, where today we're taking a look at a Lenovo 10 tablet, one of the most cost-effective tablets coming out of a name brand like Lenovo. Today we're going to be going through an unboxing, look at all the specs and design, and then go through a very thorough gambit of testing to see if this can actually handle some forms of gaming, what forms of gaming, and of course testing for those of you who like to use this for casual home uses like home office or home surfing. Alright, let's dive right in and get to unboxing the Lenovo 10 Tab. Alright, a couple things you might want to know about this tablet. It comes with a Qualcomm Snapdragon 210 quad-core processor running at a max of 1.3 gigahertz. It's got 1 gigabyte of system memory with 16 gigabytes of onboard storage memory. You can add more via a micro SD card. It's a 10.1 inch touchscreen with 1280 by 800 resolution for an HD screen. Oh, and there it is. Nice, and what comes in the box here is basically just the tablet itself and a USB cord. It weighs a mere 1.26 pounds, and its dimensions are 9.72 inches by 6.73 inches by 0.38 inches in the thickness. And there it is, comes with this nice protective casing. Thank goodness, there's some scratch going on there, that's interesting. Not sure what happened there. Get this guy off of here. Bada bing. Bada boom. All right, now it has a back camera. Let's see where it's at. There it is. That's 5 megapixel. Uses a webcam and has autofocus, whereas the front 2 megapixel camera only has a fixed focus. There is one USB 2.0 port, and there is one headphone jack. It comes with dual Dolby speakers, a G sensor for gravity sensing, and vibrator, like you would expect out of a tablet, and it can run up to 10 hours on a full battery charge. Let's see what else we got in here. We got, okay, quick start guide, instructions, 20% off, accessories, interesting. There's our USB cable, power adapter, and I believe that is everything. Excellent. All right, let's get this set up and try it on some of the performance tests to see how this functions, not only online, but also with various games that I'm planning on using it for. Alright, I got it fully charged up. It came out of the package around 50% battery, so it didn't take too long to charge it up to 100%. Here we go. Now keep in mind that this Lenovo 10 Tab has the Android 6.0 operating system, which is also known as Marshmallow. It also comes with McAfee security, but it's probably something I'm going to not utilize. It has built-in 802.11 Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, and you've got the options of B, G, and N on that Wi-Fi standard. So what's nice about that is if you have maybe some interference issues with either the B, G, or N 802.11 standards. Whoo! It's got some serious volume coming out of that. That dual Dolby speakers. Alright, so I'm going to jump right through setup here and we're going to go right into the testing of the performance of the Lenovo 10 Tab. Alright, we got everything set up here, and now I'll say this right off the bat. One of the things I don't like, and most people don't like this either, is when your device has something on it like this little noise and vibration, where you have this feedback whenever you use your keyboard, right? Hate that. So I always want to turn it off, and I always think it should be really quite easy to find, and it's not. You'd think it'd be, so here's our settings. You would think that would be right underneath sounds and notifications, but it's not. It's actually underneath language and input, and then you've got your keyboard, and then it says it's a Google keyboard, so you can click on Google keyboard, and it's an advanced, right? How are you going to find this nonsense? And then you've got system vibration on default, right? And even this is interesting because it's on default. So you're like, well, what do I do here? And you go up and you're like, I don't want it to be any seconds. Well, you've got to go up then down to set it to 0 to take it off of default, which default is something in between there. So, all right, and here we go. Without further ado, we've got these benchmark tests set up, and I'm also going to do a 3D graphics performance test here. But normally I would do a screen record so you could just see this right up close and personal on the screen, but I'm not doing that on purpose because I don't want to have other programs running during the benchmark tests. So here we go. We're going to start off with Antutu benchmark, and let's just run the test. Now, what's nice about these benchmarks is they've gotten better over the years, you know, as they've been updated by the developers, and at the same time, they're free. I mean, now granted, there's, you know, pay versions out there, but really, if you're just trying to see what is the current benchmark of your device, this is a fantastic way to do it. Oof. It's not looking good, is it, guys? Choppy. The sound is nice. Hang on, let me give this a little bump here. So they're doing some pretty intensive graphics. A lot of moving parts in this, but it is not handling this at all. It makes me kind of curious how this tablet's going to handle something a little bit more complex of a game. Like, I'm playing Dawn of Titans currently, very graphic intensive game. I'm also playing Fire Emblem Heroes, which it should be able to handle just fine. I was currently it's the responsiveness is okay. You gotta keep in mind with this particular tablet, this is not gonna measure up to something like a brand new iPad because wow, yeah, it can't handle any of this. But you know, it's so cheap. Like, this thing is a pretty quality device for what it is, for the price that you're getting it for. But I'm having a sneaky suspicion I'm probably going to pass this off as a gift to a special someone and for them to use as a kind of a general use tablet. And I'm probably going to find something else for a gaming tablet, and maybe I'll even compare the two, because this could definitely play games. But they're coming out with so many quality tablets and games out there today that I continue to think that they're going to get more affordable. At the same time, why would you want to pass up games that have this kind of immersive graphics? Yeah, okay, Antutu, I think you found its limitations. I think you've done it. Is there any need to run the other benchmarks? Good lord. One of the big things here is most of the people that ask me to buy them a tablet for them want something like expandable memory. And I really don't understand why anyone would make a tablet that doesn't have expandable memory, because really 16 gigabytes in this world of amazing apps is not that much memory. So it is nice that this comes with an SD or micro SD expansion slot. All right, here's our total scores, if you can see that. And let me put this into context, because if you don't put this into context, they're just random numbers, right? So here we have a total score of 22,966. The higher the better. Okay, the higher the better. And to kind of put this into context with the best you can buy, let's say in the phone tablet world, let's say the iPhone 7 Plus, sure. iPhone 7 Plus is going to have a total score of 181,000, and its CPU is going to score on its own 48,000, a little more than that. Its UX score is going to be 61,000, its 3D score is going to be 59,000. So you look at the Lenovo 10 Tab at 1,228 for 3D, the UX is 9815, and the CPU is 8773. So, you know, obviously it's not quite the iPhone 7, but, you know, the iPhone 7 Plus is far more expensive, so there you go. All right, now compared to something more in its category, let's say the Sony Xperia Z4 tablet, that actually scores in 90,000 range with CPU at 23,300, 30,000 for its UX score, total UX score, and 31,000 or a little more than that for its 3D score. So the Sony Xperia Z4 tablet probably would be able to handle that 3D testing that you saw back there in that video far more fluidly than this guy, basically scoring 3 times higher on its overall score. All right, just a little disclaimer there, the GFX benchmark, if you're going to ever use that, requires a hefty download, so make sure you know what you're doing as far as if you're on your Wi-Fi or not. All right, this one's fantastic. I just had to jump in for this because I think they're going for either water effects or some sort of fog effect, but it almost looks like, to me, it's a giant dinosaur T-Rex underneath water looking at a motocross motorcycler that just went down the wrong trail. All right, I jumped to the end of that test because there's just a lot of rendering going on there. And a system that's not really designed to take this high level of stuff, right? So right here you can kind of take a look and see just all of the specific frame rates over on the right there, right? So you can see how low they are at 3.5, 1.6 when you're in the high level tests. But look at even the low level tests as we're doing, you know, various 1080p rendering off screen, on screen, texturing, right? You're going to see that basically this device isn't really capable of handling high-end graphics. And even though it calls it low-level testing, they're still doing a fully immersed 3D environment, and, you know, texture rendering, shadow rendering. So it's difficult for this type of device. It's got, you know, not very much RAM, not very much of processing power. So it's really not designed for that. And I think that's just kind of confirming what people's suspicions are when they talk about this. Now, keep in mind that that Z4 tablet I referred to, actually, is quite more expensive at over $600. So the difference there with something, a device you can find for under $100 is just, it's always going to be there. But the question is, can this be used with games? So let's jump out of these performance tests because they're all basically going to be the same here. As far as telling us that this can't quite handle really intensive graphics. But what I think I should do next is just kind of jump into the game itself. So let's download something that's a little more graphic intensive. I'm thinking Dawn of Titans is perfect because I'm playing quite a bit right now. So I'm going to download Dawn of Titans. We're going to just jump right into it and see how it goes. And I'm actually going to screen record this, so we'll see how it performs with Dawn of Titans and a screen recorder at the same time. All right, here we go. Finally logging into Dawn of Titans. Here we go. I do like seeing it on a 10.1-inch screen, though. I'll tell you that. It's nice. It is nice. I never noticed in the background, you see that behind the archers is like 1,000 troops. They're kind of screwed. They shoot in the wrong direction. Oh, God almighty. I'm impressed by the sound, but that's about it. Okay, so I'm jumping over to voiceover mic just because you heard the audio quality of the recording there. And actually what you're seeing right now is a little bit worse, grainier than the actual graphics that were showing up on the screen as I even played it. And that just has to do with the tablet not being able to record at a certain level as it plays a game like this. In fact, the recommended settings on Mobizen was recommending 480p or less. So there you have it. It's just, that's the limitations of the Lenovo 10. And this is just kind of solidifying. Even with the recording software off, there's limitations in Dawn of Titans. It's just not as pretty as it is on something that's way more high-end. Or even, something that can handle a little bit higher graphics level settings than this. And, I did buy this tablet more for the mentality of using as a gift for someone, for general use. But I was hoping that it would be able to handle some forms of gaming here a little bit better than this. And that's just kind of the nature of technology, right? I always hope that it's going to get cheaper and cheaper to play or buy technology that can play various games. But at the same time, the games are advancing. But again, this is just a nice cheap tablet. Definitely a workhorse tablet. I probably will not be using it for gaming. And from this right here, you can tell that I can definitely not use it for screen capturing while I game. No way. All right, here we have the front camera on the Lenovo Tab 10, and it's a 5-megapixel camera. As you can see, pretty decent quality. And you're getting right here. This is actually the audio pickup from the Lenovo itself, right? So let's see here. It's a touch to tap for focus. See how well it responds here. Switch really quick. Okay. Not bad. Now, you're going to get what you would expect out of a 5-megapixel camera. That's a nice autofocus, pretty quick speed for it. All right, now let's test out the zoom here. There's 4 times zoom through a window. Not bad. Now, obviously, with a 5-megapixel camera, you're not going to expect some amazing, photos coming out of it, but that's pretty dang good for a tablet under $100. As far as, being able to take pictures at all, I think its main limitation is probably going to be in low light settings. But here with all that light, you can get some pretty decent shots. All right, now here's the front cam, the 2-megapixel front cam without autofocus. And as you can see, it's what you might expect out of a 2-megapixel camera. This is great for anything like Skyping, anything like that where you want to send low megapixels over the connection anyways. But watch this, you add a little bit of light issue in there. It really can't quite handle that. You have to really kind of cut the light out of the frame. Well, there you have it, though. That's what you might expect. It actually has zoom, though, which is interesting. Still 4 times zoom, so that's fantastic. Easy to operate, as you might expect from anything these days, as far as tablet or phone-operated camera systems. There you have it, guys, the Lenovo Tab 10. And I would say probably my favorite aspect of it is the speakers. Of course, in this large screen. It's got some beautiful treble in those speakers. Really impressive for something that's that small and that cheap. Overall, fantastic package for what it offers, for what it's designed to do. Obviously, you're getting loud and clear through this video that I'm not thinking this is much of a gaming tablet, but it is definitely a great thing for general use, and that's what it will probably be used for when I pass it on. Now, for those of you that are interested in the Lenovo Tab 10 for yourselves, I'll put a link in the description below so you can check it out for yourselves. But for the rest of you, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, to comment, and subscribe, and tune in next time to Drive By Review.